realm of the spirit, the Lord took me straight away to the spiritual world and began to show me things that will happen. And all of these things that God began to show me that will happen has already started in the physical. But our eyes have not seen, but the eyes of the Lord has gone beyond the human level. The first thing the Lord began to put in my eyes as a major prophet of God is for the whole world to rise up and pray against what is called the Armageddon. The whole world must rise and pray against what is called the Armageddon war. The Armageddon, when I said the Armageddon, I'm talking about the kind of war that will shake the earth and trouble the earth. Trouble living beings on the face of the earth. Because I know that God remains God forever. All power belongeth to God. When an evil man rises up and wants to destroy, there's what is called the unseen power that cometh from above, the power of Jehovah that can stop every sin power. We must not fold our hands, especially the prayer warriors in the realm of the spirit, because I know that anytime I come online here and I am ministering as a major prophet of God, I used to see what is called the smoke. And when I say smoke, I'm talking about the flavor, the sweet smelling savour, the prayer of the righteous that the Bible says availeth much. When I look spiritually in the realm of the spirit, I begin to see the prayer of the righteous ranging from different places and different continents of the world. And this always gives me what's called assurance and confidence to continue to talk about what I'm talking about. Meaning that there are people that God also have what's called the remnant of Jehovah on the face of the earth. These are people that have already sacrificed their life, people that has already made up their mind to stand in the gap of what is called the intercessors. And when I say intercessors, remember a few years ago, a few months ago, I told you people, the country and the people that has the highest intercessors. I said right here in Nigeria, being the Biafran nation, the people right there in the southeast, the people that are coming from that region are the people that has the highest number of intercessors. And this is why when you go to different churches and different places, you must see a man from the southeast there. If you don't see any man from the southeast there, you know that something is wrong, because they are the remnant of Jehovah. And also there are many of them in Yoruba land, many of them in the northern state, many of them in different places of the world. And so when you talk about intercessors, you are talking about people that God has as the remnant of Jehovah on the face of the earth that will continue to intercede. These are people, they have what's called people. There are areas that have the highest number of people like that, and there are different areas that also have intercessors. And the essence of the intercessors, and the reason why there are intercessors, is to make sure they stand in the gap and hold the baton of Jehovah, the banner of God. Hold on the baton of Jehovah to stop every satanic move and every influence of the darkness of this world, so that Satan cannot have his way to manipulate, to cause pains, and to cause troubles. These are the reason why the intercessors are created and made by God to stand in the gap, to continue to stand and bring victory in the name of the Lord. And so when I talk about all the intercessors, I'm talking about what the work of the intercessors are. And so the Lord will continue to open the eyes of the major prophet of God, that the whole world should begin to pray for what is called the Armageddon that is raging, because we are in a time that the powers of this world are trying to conflict with the power of Jehovah. They want to conflict with what God is doing. They want to conflict with the blessings of God and that which God has already prepared to do on the face of the earth. And because of those powers that are trying to range with the power of God, God is not happy, and God is interested to making sure that something happens. God doesn't want a situation whereby the people of God will say they are caught unaware. Every living being on the face of the world should do something as quick as possible. Start to enter into what is called a prayer. Start to enter what's called prayer, because the Armageddon is set to come up in the realm of the spirit. And what is going to bring this Armageddon? I am seeing what is called the nuclear attack, nuclear power attack. I'm seeing what's called nuclear bombing. I'm seeing what is called nuclear weapons. I'm seeing what is called the chemical weapon. I'm seeing what is called biological weapon. I'm seeing what is called different kinds of weapon about to begin to, enter the face of the earth to range and cause different kinds of evil. And this is not what God has for his people. God is not happy when Satan now begin to take advantage of the people that God has created on the face of the earth. And this is why God will not come down from heaven to begin to fight these people or stop these people. God will only use who is called the remnant of God on the face of the earth to stop the plans and the programs of the devil. So we must continue to pray. If you know that you are among the intercessors on the face of the earth, quickly, as quick as possible, begin to cover yourself with the blood of Jesus and begin to prepare to wage the war, because this is what's called the war of darkness and the light. Because this thing I am seeing in the realm of the spirit is not just a weapon, it's just Satan has entered the heart of man. Satan has entered the heart of man to cause mayhem, to cause serious damage on the face of the earth. Satan has entered the heart of man to bring what is called a destabilization, to bring what is called a very big problem on the face of the earth. So we must do everything possible as quick as possible to do something about the situation and what is already set up happening in the realm of the physical. As quick as possible, let us begin to go into what is called the intercessor. The intercessors, the people that are into what is called intercession, should quickly go into intercessory prayer to be able to counter this thing that the Satan and his agent has proposed against the people on the face of the earth. Then secondly, another thing we should also look into and look at what is also written to happen again is the issue of what is called the people now preparing for what is called the election that is coming right here in Nigeria. I am seeing what is called people now bringing out people's secret. Many people's secret is going to open from now to the time of election in Nigeria. Of which, when I see this secret opening, this secret may also lead to what's called questioning of people, face-to-face questioning. That if care is not taken, it may lead to what's called the arrest of the people that are already said to be the people that also want to come out to be voted for. A lot of secret is about to open. We must also pray with a prayer and ask God. The will of God alone is what must happen on the face of the earth. Because in the realm of the spirit, whatever is written there is also had to be interpreted in the realm of the physical. I don't know whether my prophecies are not clear enough for somebody to say, oh, I didn't hear what the major prophet of God is saying. I believe that the way God is leading the major prophet of God to prophesy and say things are too clear that nobody can say it doesn't hear what the major prophet of God is saying. Because I am seeing what is called a people linked to what is called oil theft. And I see people linked to what is called oil theft. And I see people in positions and people in key positions and people in key authorities link up to what is called the theft of oil theft. And this is going to tear many things apart in the country, because there's what's called finding of secret that is going to open to this matter. And I see cascade now, things that are hidden in the secret now brought out and digged out of the ground and put on the scars on the people's surface, and every secret begin to open. And I see finger pointed at so many people that are in places that matters. And I see a lot of vessels also being now fingered, and so many things begin to happen, especially in the area of what's called the oil sector in Nigeria. And this is what's going to bring what's called provocation of instant approval of building of refineries. I see what's called the building of refineries. I see right there in the house, and I see this is a bill now passed from the house and from the upper to lower and the lower to upper house, and I see a bill now passed. Everybody should now take your money, go and build your refineries everywhere. And I see the refineries being built in different places, and these refineries now are not just refineries, but they become the refineries that they are going to use now and begin to do what is called a lot of product refines. And when they begin to do a lot of product refining, and it will now provoke what is called industrialization, and this alone can also take out what is called the hungry people on the streets. If they will approve it, if they will succeed and accept it, it's going to bring revolution in the area of what's called the oil in Nigeria. Because I'm seeing the oil in Nigeria that is always being carried abroad to go and refine, and no more carried abroad. And now the refining and everything now begin to take place here as quick as possible. And the people are now happy and people are rejoicing.